All right, the San Francisco 49ers have made a couple of roster moves, more reinforcements coming in as the San Francisco 49ers get ready for their second half run. Let's get right into it. You can see the face on the screen. That is the face of wide receiver Russell Gage. Russell Gage was a sixth round draft pick, 194th overall in 2018 by the Atlanta Falcons out of LSU. The 6 foot, 185-pound wide receiver has actually had some decent production in the NFL and most prominently with the Atlanta Falcons. He also was able to actually put up some production as well with the Tampa Bay Bucks, but this is an interesting signing for the San Francisco 49ers because they are getting a 28-year-old wide receiver, and there was also an additional move that was made to facilitate Russell Gage being added to the roster. The 49ers had signed Malik Turner, I think it was last week, to the practice squad. Well, now they swap wide receivers. Russell Gage is now on the practice squad, and Malik Turner is no longer on the practice squad. But let's take a look at some of the production that Gage has been able to produce. Throughout his career that started in 2018, he has put up 246 receptions on 358 targets, 2,500 receiving yards, and 14 touchdowns. So, although he hasn't taken a snap since 2022, he has proven that he can be a reliable wide receiver, to say the least. Again, he's not going to be a superstar. Just again, he's been on some practice squads, but really hasn't played since 2022. And so as a result of that, the San Francisco 49ers are getting a guy who's probably a little rusty, but could provide uh, uh, some impact. I don't know. We'll have to see what that impact ultimately looks like. But hey, out of those 2,500 receiving yards, 910 of them were yards after catch. So he's got a little bit of a yak ability, and we'll see what he's able to do for the 49ers. Again, there are additional roster moves to be discussed as well, but the 49ers get another wide receiver, and they officially announced the trade of Khalil Davis and the signing of Tashawn Gibson to the practice squad. So these are two moves that we covered yesterday in more detail, but they have been officially announced by the team today. So, Tashawn Gibson, welcome back and welcome to the Bay. New 49ers defensive tackle Khalil Davis. But the reinforcements haven't stopped just yet. The San Francisco 49ers get a guy back to a position group that, boy, did they need some more bodies, and that's exactly what they get, at least as for now. The San Francisco 49ers have opened the practice window for Yetur Gross-Matos. Yetur was one of the bigger signings that the 49ers had made during the free agency period. He was expected to come in and play a pretty sizable role in the 49ers defensive line rotation. He found himself hurt during training camp and preseason, and then he found himself on IR with a knee injury. And it does appear that Yetur Gross-Matos has the potential to return. Now, again, the 49ers opened his practice window, which means he can return to practice. They have 21 days to officially activate him from IR. Obviously, with the situation with Christian McCaffrey, they have opened up his practice window as well, and they still need to activate CMC to the active roster, which will mean corresponding roster moves will need to occur. So someone's going to get cut if they bring back Yetur Gross-Matos, and someone is going to get cut when they bring back Christian McCaffrey. And it is expected that CMC will likely be able to be a full participant in practice today. That's, I think, what everyone's looking for from Kyle Shanahan when he speaks to the media in about 30 minutes from the time of me making this video. So we'll see. That's going to be one of the next things that we are on the lookout for. But as it stands right now, 49ers make multiple roster moves. Let's recap them really quickly. They are able to sign Russell Gage to the practice squad. They release Malik Turner from the practice squad. They also officially announced that you got Tashawn Gibson on the practice squad, and the trade for Khalil, get my names all mixed up. Khalil Davis, there we go. He is officially a 49er, and he will be a part of that defensive line rotation. And yeah, good stuff, I think. I mean, again, nothing crazy, but some quality depth moves. Now, obviously, we have to see what the impact will be when it's all said and done for these guys. But I think Yetur, again, I had high hopes for Yetur Gross-Matos. He just hasn't been able to get his footing under him since he's been injured, but he does have the opportunity to play that, to me, in my opinion, the Charles Omenihu role, the Arden Key role. Maybe the 49ers opted not to go for edge players via the trade deadline because they knew they had a guy returning that they really haven't been able to utilize at all this season. So that could explain maybe why the San Francisco 49ers weren't going to go out and try to spend draft capital on Azeez Ojulari, because they have a guy that they have paid handsomely, and they do see a future for Yetur Gross-Matos, and they need to get him rolling. And so that's probably a strong indication why they didn't really go and overextend themselves for any edge depth, because they had an edge returning in Yetur Gross-Matos. So I mean, this bye week has been a big bye week of return players. Obviously, Jonathan Feliciano returns. Jake Moody returns. The 49ers released Anders Carlson yesterday from the practice squad after filling in admirably for Jake Moody and Matthew Wright, who was also injured. So, hey, the 49ers, they got some bodies back. They're getting healthy. They're getting fresh. It'll be interesting to see where some of these players play, if at all, and what their contributions will be to this team. But nonetheless, the San Francisco 49ers make a flurry of roster moves as they get ready to return to from the bye and play the Tampa Bay Bucks coming up this weekend. Let me know what you guys think about these moves. Do you think any of these moves are going to be impactful? Do they move the needle? Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.